Hey folks, Micah McGee here. It is a very damp day out here today, and that got me to thinking. We just put this wood in here yesterday. I would like to do a little video about why I keep my wood in the dry. There's different thoughts about firewood, and people have different type stoves, and some stoves do really good with green wood, but a lot of people have stoves that don't do very well with that. So I've been living off-grid now since the end of 1996. And during that time, I have seen a lot of people that were living in similar lifestyles to myself procrastinate terribly when it comes in the area of firewood. That is one situation. If you're an off-grid liver, I guess that's right, if you're an off-grid liver. If you live the off-grid lifestyle, firewood is your electricity, it is your propane, it is your heating, it is your cooking, it is your canning, anything along that line. So you might save a lot of money by not paying electric, but if you don't put your wood in the dry, you don't have a reliable source of any of those things. It is very difficult to make green wood burn. And so if you're a procrastinator, you're gonna have a real problem with that. This wood here is in line to be burnt in about 2 years. I wasn't in any kind of rush to get this in the dry. It's just we were cutting some trees because we are hoping to build a greenhouse over here. A lot of people, when they're in a situation like that, they just cut it into poles and throw it off to the edge and leave it for a year or two before they ever get it into this stage, if it ever reaches this stage, and you lose a lot to rot. Your wood deteriorates, so you lose a lot of heat out of what you would have had. So I want to show you a few different ways that you can store wood in the dry, as well as talk about this wood. The trees that we're cutting down for this area where we're going to build the greenhouse were mostly pine. I didn't plant them there. I don't really like these old native Tennessee pines. They're not good for a whole lot. They'd make decent lumber, and if you know how to deal with them, they make decent firewood. But if you try to burn it green, you're going to absolutely creosote your chimney or your stovepipes so bad. It actually is dangerous, but also reduces your draft. So a lot of people refuse to even mess with it. They throw it out, and then they burn the good hardwoods. Well, in some situations and some stoves, burning hardwood only, creates a big amount of coals, which is good in one way, but also if you're needing a lot of heat, you can't fit more firewood in. Pine is the ticket to cure that problem. Don't burn pure pine, don't burn pure hardwood, mix them. If you've got this pine here that has been in the dry, that's the key, have it in the dry for a year, through the summer anyway. If you have it in a dry spot through the summer, the heat of the summer just dries it out. You burn that with good hardwood that's also dry, and it equalizes the issues. So you have some coals, but it won't be heaped up all the way in the top, because pine does not make coals. It burns straight to ash. So that's just a tip if you are interested in making it work. We have these pines already, so we may as well make it work for our lifestyle and help us to have it even better success when we burn this wood. Here's one example of a way you can have wood in the dry. Very low cost. You can find old scrap tin off of barns. People have scrap tin laying around sometimes and utilize it to make just a very simple covering that you can put wood under. A lot of people have porches on their house that are roofed over to keep them in the dry. It's very easy just to throw firewood in and stack under the porch. You can fit more firewood under a porch than you can imagine. Another thing you can do very cheaply is to get some old posts, put you a roof, put some sides. You'll have your wood completely contained in an actual wood shed that makes it a whole lot easier to stack because you have sides that contain it and hold it in. A situation like this where you have it open on all sides makes it nice. You can use the back half up and then stack green wood in there and still have access to the dry wood that's in the other side, and you can access your dry wood under the same containment. If you use a wood shed that is only open on one side, it can be a little bit of a hassle if you have more green wood you need to put up, because you don't want to stack your green wood over your dry wood, then you can't get to it. Also, if you have wood at different stages of drying, you might come to the conclusion that your really dry wood is burning up too fast. So then you would just get some wood that's only been drying for, say, a few months, mix that with it and see if that don't help hold it longer. You just keep trying different things like that and you'll be surprised at how you can adjust the burn time and the heat of your fire. Right here is where we're going to build the greenhouse. We have a very limited supply of cleared land. We bought this land, had a lot of trees on it. That's sort of what a lot of you experience, I'm sure, when you buy the property. So what we do is we clear off these sections that we're going to use. Before the tree hits the ground, we've already got exactly the plan what we're going to do with that tree. The brush gets hauled off, the wood gets split and stacked in the dry. It is an absolute shame for you if you have wood available, even cut wood laid out, and you can't use it because it's too green and it's cold weather. Don't wait till cold weather to stack your wood. I stack wood all summer long. Whenever I get my hands on a tree, cut it up, bust it up if you need to, get it in the dry. And if you dry your wood, you can use bigger chunks, which also burns longer as well. So be watching for future videos. We're going to have this land cleared and we're going to build a greenhouse. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is not a rant. This is just simple, common knowledge. I've never made a video about firewood because it's sort of kind of like chickens. It's kind of the base ground level. But a lot of people are getting into homesteading that don't have even the foggiest clue about the simplest thing. So just be it known, get your firewood in the dry and it'll make your life a lot better. We appreciate you watching this video. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.